in a bid to address growing gender-based violence, sexual exploitation and abuse against women and girls. A World Bank-funded project coordinated by Girav in the Gambia organized a nationwide sensitization campaign program on gender-based violence. During their engagement, the team on Friday trained a set of people in Kerawan, the North Bank region, on the adverse effects of gender-based violence against women and girls. Moses Imendi tells us more in this report.
Problems relating to gender-based violence and similar issues that affect mainly the girls and women vulnerable to the act in project communities were discussed at the one-day event. Identified as implementing partners, the Girav project is with components that seek to address the key binding constraints for the development of the agriculture and agribusiness sector to enable this sector produce lofty revenue for the country's economy. Cognizant of the consequences of gender-based violence to both its victims and the economy, Girav began cracking down on the act to avert its repercussions through a nationwide sensitization campaign on gender-based violence in the Gambia, funded by the World Bank. In a meeting held in Kerawan, North Bank region, environmental specialist for the Girav project, Lamin Kamara, warned that failure to address gender-based violence can potentially incur significant costs for the future.
The issue is not only devastating for survivors or violence of their family, but it has some significant social and economic cost. And in some countries, violence against women is estimated to cost the country up to 3.7% of their GDP, more than even what they double most of the money they spend on education sector. Therefore, failure to address these challenges has some significant costs for the future.
Mr. Kamara noted that 35% of women worldwide experience physical or sexual intimate violence, while 7% of the women have been sexually assaulted by either their partners or others at a global level, and highlighted the measures put in place to curb the effects of gender-based violence.
The World Bank, in our investment projects, put in measures to mitigate problems of gender-based violence in our project intervention sites. Key among these measures is the preparation and validation of the safeguard instrument, which includes the environmental and social management framework, resettlement policy framework, labor management policy, procedure, stakeholder engagement plan, environment and social commitment plan to be used during project implementation. The project is committed to sensitize its community stakeholders, including project communities or beneficiaries, more especially women and young girls who in most cases are vulnerable to gender-based violence during project implementations.
Elsewhere in the Central River region, the chief of Upper Salom district, Dembasi, urged fellow attendees to take advantage of the projects.
waxtaan bi neex na rafet na waaye suñ ko jëfoo rek ngelaw la waaye Girav moom taxaw nañ taxawaay boo xam ne depuis
Girav have played their part and is now left to us to do ours. As it has been stated, if we take action, we will reap the lasting benefits. But we have a problem. We often lay blame on implementers for project failures, but in reality, we are the ones responsible. They show us the means and equip us, but when the funds arrive, we begin to say, these are the resources of the state. Let's misuse it. This is something that our fathers and even us are doing, but we need to stop now because it will not take us forward.
Girav is a 5-year project with a financial volume of more than $40 million. Among its objectives is the promotion and development of inclusive, resilient, and competitive agricultural value chains, focusing on smallholder farmers and agribusinesses in project target areas across the country to bolster productivity and many more. For Eyeafrica News, I am Moses Imendi.